South Atlantic island contains clues about whether or not our Earth's poles are about to flip. Now we know that geologists from around the world began expressing concerns about the state of our planet's magnetosphere last year amid the rapid movement of the magnetic North Pole from Canada towards Siberia of Russia meant that they had to change the location and calibrate the GPSs. Now, Earth scientists from University of Liverpool's Geomagnetic Laboratory have discovered that the South Atlantic anomaly, which is the area between South America and South Africa, where the magnetic field is significantly weaker than anywhere else on our planet, has likely been that way for millions of years, and therefore probably is not a sign of a coming reversal of the planet's magnetic poles. In an article in the peer-review Proceedings of the U.S. National Academy of Sciences journal, the researchers studied volcanic rocks from St. Helena, which is a remote island in the South Atlantic in the center of the anomaly that's best known as a place where Napoleon Bonaparte was exiled in 1815 after the Battle of Waterloo. Now, studying samples of cores of volcanic rocks from the island, which preserved within them grains of magnetized iron ore that showed the direction and strength of Earth's magnetic field at the time where they formed, the researchers discovered that this particular region of the planet seems to have had an unstable magnetic field for millions of years, and not merely centuries, which could indicate the possible start of magnetic reversal. The Liverpool researchers' findings are significant since a magnetic pole reversal, estimated to have taken place every few hundred millennia over the past 20 million years, last occurred about 780,000 years ago, might have major consequences for human civilization, potentially weakening the world's natural magnetic shield and leaving humanity's electrical power grids, not to mention our flesh-based bodies, vulnerable to solar flares and cosmic rays and other space-based phenomena. First discovered in 1958, so it was pretty recently, the South Atlantic anomaly has long been seen as a potential problem area for man-made infrastructure, with satellites and other spacecraft which pass through the region, effectively entering the Van Allen radiation belt and becoming bombarded with strong doses of radiation, leading to glitches and the premature wear and tear of equipment, according to NASA. The so-called reverse flux patch at the core mantle boundary in the South Atlantic, which leads to irregular external magnetic fields, is also known to have grown in size for the past 2.5 centuries. But what's causing this anomaly? In an article in The Conversation, Dr. Andrew Biggin of the University of Liverpool and PhD candidate Yael Annemiek Engbers, 2 of 3 authors of the new PNAS study, explain that there are 2 possible causes for our South Atlantic anomaly. Underneath Africa, there's a large feature in the lowermost mantle where the waves most extra slow through the Earth, meaning there's most likely an unusually warm region of the lowermost mantle. This possibly causes a different interaction with the outer core at that specific location, which could explain the strange behavior of the magnetic field in the South Atlantic. But there's another possible culprit, according to Biggin and Engbers, the Earth's inner core. This solid feature is slowly growing, but not at the same rate everywhere. There's a possibility that it's growing faster on one side, causing a flow inside the outer core that's reaching the outer boundary with the rocky mantle just under the Atlantic hemisphere. This may be causing irregular behaviors of the magnetic field on the long timescales we found on St. Helena, the scientists explain. The Liverpool University scientists' findings are good news for those fearing an imminent flip in the Earth's magnetic poles. Last year, researchers from the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and the British Geological Survey updated the coordinates of the magnetic North Pole a year ahead of schedule after finding it was leaving the Canadian Arctic, moving towards Russia's Siberia at the rate of a whopping 55 kilometers a year, That's about 40 miles a year, up from less than 15 kilometers a year in 2000. Scientists have sought to calm fears, assuring that a pole flip will not be taking place anytime soon and would take as much as 1,000 years to complete when it does, thereby hopefully mitigating any negative impact. So it is moving pretty fast as compared to what it was 20 years ago. This is on Sputnik News. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.